Now, from Wish TV, this is The Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine.
Coming up on The Zone Extra, a boys volleyball champion is crowned.
And Fishers is back-to-back state champions.
Tonight in the Coach's Corner, we are joined by the man leading one of the area's top boys golf programs as they gear up for sectionals. Plus, Ball State football is loading up on some of Central Indiana's best high school talent.
Speaking from somebody who is also from around Indianapolis, the great players need to come here, and I'm seeing now that players are realizing that.
It's time to get fired up. The Zone Extra starts now. Hey, good evening to you, and welcome to the season finale of The Zone Extra, everybody. I'm Anthony Calhoun. What a time for high school sports with the boys volleyball state championship and much more postseason action underway. In our Coach's Corner tonight, ahead of the upcoming sectionals, I'm joined in studio by Westville boys golf coach Josh Bryant, plus a special thank you to a teacher who has over 35 years helped many get their start in sports media. Charlie Clifford has the story of Rob Hendricks at North Central. And what does Paul Nidek do on his summer break? We find out when we ask the commissioner. Now let's take a look at this week in high school sports. Last weekend was the boys volleyball state finals at Southport High School. And after a pair of semifinal matchups Saturday morning, the state top two teams faced off as Roncalli took on defending champion Fishers in a championship that didn't disappoint, folks. Fishers took each of the first two sets, but the Royals responded with a victory in the third. The fourth was close throughout with several incredible plays. On match point, Fishers comes up with a championship-winning block. The Tigers win a second straight title with a 3-1 victory.
Beyond proud, it's an understatement. These guys have worked really hard in the offseason, playing off a club. They just have put in so many extra hours. They came in ready to play. Roncalli's been there a lot. We knew their student section was going to be alive and ready to go. And we matched them. We brought so many alumni, so many current students, family. I got caught in the middle of that mosh pit. That moment was just as good as the first championship we did in 2019. It was truly special.
What a scene there. Congratulations to Fishers once again. Meanwhile, on the track, postseason action continues this week. Tuesday evening, girls regionals were held across the state, and we saw some great performances from many Central Indiana teams. Congrats to defending state champion North Central, as well as Center Grove, Noblesville, and Bloomington South as well. Up next in the girls track is the big one. The state finals will take place coming up June the 5th at Ben Davis High School. Now, meanwhile, baseball and softball sectionals got underway this week across the state, and the girls tennis tournament is through the regional round with semi-state action for the ladies set to take place coming up on Saturday. And boys track and field regionals are taking place across the state tonight. Last Thursday was the sectional round, and several area teams put on some strong performances, folks, and brought home hardware. Top-ranked Carmel cruised to a sectional victory. Other Central Indiana teams to win their sectional included Brownsburg, Mount Vernon, Lawrence Central, Pike, Center Grove, Warren Central, and Delta. Best of luck this evening to all the athletes competing in the regional. Well, big games, big names, big moments. The legendary Southport's Fieldhouse was seen a lot of great action over the years. You know the deal, and that isn't changing anytime soon. As you saw earlier in the show, Southport hosted the volleyball state finals, and next month, how about this, the Indiana-Kentucky boys and girls all-star games will take place in the famous venue there. Built in 1957 and seen over 7,000 people at full capacity, the building has hosted not only big-time hoops events like the high school state tournament, but also wrestling state finals, graduations, music festivals, and more. And according to Athletic Director Brian Murphy, the Fieldhouse is a point of pride for the entire Southport community.
It takes a ton of work, and it goes all the way to the top, from the school board and the superintendents. dedicating resources to making it the special place that it is. And then I got to tell you, our custodians are the unsung heroes because, you know, it's something like a regional. They turn it around from that afternoon game to the night game, and it looks spotless by the time people come back. You get people that come back that have not been here maybe for a game for 10 years, and they come back. They're surprised at how good the place still looks. The whole community really takes pride in it. It's fun to see the people come back. There's just a lot of pride in the facility itself. It's kind of a balance of refurbishing, renovating, making it look new, but also keeping the old flair to it.
Yeah, what a beautiful venue that is. Now we're into the home stretch of spring sports, which means before you know it, football will be back this fall, and MAC champion Ball State is certainly taking notice of the great talent found right here in Central Indiana. 2020 Mr. Football, of course, Carson Steele heads to Muncie and joins a roster that includes over 24 Central Indiana prep products, and the Cardinals are currently excited about their homegrown talent.
To be able to add Mr. Football to your program, and coming from a great program like Center Grove, it'll be exciting to get Carson in here and to add that kind of a weapon to what we already feel like is a pretty potent group of young players.
It's super exciting. I love when we get, you know what I'm saying, players of his caliber. That way it's not only making him better, it's making me better, it's making everybody else in the room want to compete. The great players need to come here, and I'm seeing now that players are realizing that, and if we want to win, we need to keep, you know what I'm saying, recruiting our area. If you want to win, you need to come somewhere. You need to come home.
All right, recruit them there at Ball State. Okay, time for a break, but we have much more ahead here tonight on the Zone Extra. Look at this. Up next is the Coach's Corner. His 7th-ranked team is gearing up for the postseason. Westfield boys golf coach Josh Bryant, yeah, he's here with us tonight. And still ahead, a tribute to a longtime radio and TV teacher. Charlie Clifford heads to North Central and introduced us to Rob Hendricks. That's coming up.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine. The Coach's Corner, presented by Junk King.
Welcome back to the Zone Extra. Time now for our Coach's Corner as the boys' golf regular season winds down and teams gear up for the state tournament. One of the programs to keep an eye on, folks, is Westfield. The Rocks are currently ranked 7th in the state. Please welcome to the Zone Extra here tonight, Westfield boys golf coach Josh Bryant here with us tonight. Coach, thank you so much for joining us here on the Zone Extra. This is always a cool segment for me, especially when we're talking about golf, because I admire the game. And I know when you talk about talented high school golf players, Westfield is already up. It's always up there at the top of the list. You got to feel good about your team right now, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having us and talking about Westfield and high school golf tonight. So, absolutely, we are thrilled to be back playing this year. We've got a very talented roster. It's been a kind of an up and down season, like you know, with lots of teams losing last year and kind of figuring out what the new rosters are going to be. But like anything, we've had some high points, a few low points, and you know, now we're all kind of trying to trend in the right direction for June 7th as sectionals roll around.
Well, Coach, you know, you brought up a good point. Getting back to the season. Last year, unfortunately, did not take place due to the pandemic, COVID-19. How thrilled were the guys to get this opportunity to get in a full season and get back to something they really love to do? Oh, yeah. So, you know, fortunately for golfers, as you know, last summer, it was one thing that some of them got to play individually and spend time doing, but you know, the team aspect, a lot of us in March, it was almost, even coaches that have coached for a long time, I mean, you almost felt like a rookie coach. You had a lot of players who've never played team golf, and just to be able to get back out and start the ritualistic things of senior nights and rushing around to get to prom after an invite and celebrating, you know, getting JV invites going and things like that. It was just great to get back to and playing against teams you know and friends that you didn't get to see for a couple of years. So, yeah. What would you say is the strength of your golf team right now? The strength of our team is we're really deep. We've had 11 players play varsity this year, which is very, doesn't typically happen. We kind of expected that in our program this year with a lot of new faces, and we have a range of, we have a really good senior class, all the way down to, we've got a couple of sophomores that have been playing a lot in the lineup, and so we kind of cover it all. Yeah. Well, sectionals, what, about a week away for his team, Westfield, and my goodness, when you look at that sectional, it's just loaded with so much talent. I mean, look at these teams that are in the sectional that you're going to see coming up on June the 7th. But you got to believe, number one, you better be ready to play, but number two, if you get out of there and make a run out of there, you know you've beaten some of the best in the state, right?
Yes, and you know, our sectional opponents are teams that we see every week.
Yeah.
We know them really well, and we've all had highs and lows together. And I think at one point every team in our sectional has beaten each other during the regular season. And you know, it's one of those things where each team knows they got to play their best, some of their best golf on that day. But everyone knows that, you know, if you're fortunate enough to make it out, like you could be on the medal stand at Prairie View in the state finals. And, you know, that's kind of part of it. To be the best, you got to play the best is kind of how we look at it. Yeah.
So 6 years at Westfield, and as I said at the top of the show here, when you think of great golf programs here in the state of Indiana, Westfield's always right there at the top, and you guys have had your share of state championships and opportunities there. Yep. What do you enjoy most about working with these guys and being there at Westfield?
Yeah, you know, it's you know, the community embraces golf. And there's other communities around our area that do as well. I think that Westfield in particularly, the administration really supports the golf program, provides the resources, and you know, we have great kids. I mean, we have kids that love the game, they love each other, they love to compete, and it goes down into the lower levels, and that just kind of, you know, it may sound like a football program right now, but it really starts with the younger team. So, you
know, some pictures we just saw there of you working with your team. Our producer Brian Eckstein, who produces the Zone Extra, he came back and goes, AC, you got to ask Coach about just that chemistry with these players on this team. Getting video of these guys today, it seems like these guys really like each other. You can definitely see that there's no I. It's all about team with this team, right?
Absolutely. I'm glad you caught that. You're flashing up a couple of pictures from some of our events, but you know, we've kind of at Westfield in general, we've adopted kind of an out-work, out-love culture, and that kind of goes through a lot of our sports teams, and we're no different on the golf side. You know, we push each other hard. But at the end of the day, we spend a lot of time together, and that love really shows at the end of the day with the guys. And what better way to spend time with somebody than on the golf course, as you know?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Well, look, Coach, wish you guys nothing but the best. I know that the sectional is always tough, but you got Westfield. I mean, obviously got your team, obviously, but you got Guerin, you got Carmel, so many great teams in that sectional. But as I said before, we know whoever gets out there, they're probably going to make their way to possibly win a state championship because it's completely loaded with talent. All the best to you. Keep doing some great things for golf. I love the game, and it's so great to see these high school student athletes get the chance to actually play this year and get a chance to get back to the season. You know?
Yeah, well, thank you, AC.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you as well. We're going to take a time out. Still to come here tonight on the Zone Extra, a special Mentors final chapter in the classroom. When we return, Charlie Clifford shares the details of this lasting legacy. Plus, we reveal for the final time this year our Play of the Week. Come on back. The Zone Extra continues.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine.
Hey, Mr. Hendricks, Scott Agnes, class of 2008. Congratulations on your retirement, and thank you for your dedication to us students and to North Central Athletics.
In my career, I've been so lucky to broadcast, 15 Indy 500s, cover Super Bowls, etc. But none at any point in my career ever made me more proud or more excited than the first time I got to sit right here when I found out my junior year that I was going to be able to call North Central High School football games and then basketball.
How about that? Welcome back to the Zone Extra as another high school class prepares to graduate. Tonight, we honor a mentor who, as you just heard, has shaped countless careers here in Central Indiana. Sports, music, film, you name it. This story centers on one teacher. Our Charlie Clifford tracked him down.
Not the oldest radio station of high school stations in Indiana, but it is the most powerful.
Tucked inside the heart of North Central High School is a dream maker.
Caleb is from Indiana School for the Blind and Visually Impaired and is a very good instrumentalist.
For students across Hamilton County, a seat in Mr. Hendricks' class, a hot commodity.
Talented students come in here and do some wonderful short films. Some software that he uses to make some beats for that he actually sells. We've got a lighting grid. We put up the DJ lights. We get out the fog machine.
His home, the J. Everett Light Career Center, from audio to auto mechanics, a path to follow your passion.
That's been one of the joys that has kept me going as a teacher, is just watching these students just go out and do great things. And honestly, it's not because of things that I did necessarily.
When we take Mr. Hendricks out of the classroom, Rob gets a bit quiet. This May, after 36 school years, he's retiring.
You're going to get the mic at some point. You're going to have to say something to all these students that have walked through and followed their dreams because of you.
Thanks. I'm the lucky one here. I am so thankful for all the people I've met. I've got former students that are 57 years old.
If we start talking about it, it's gonna make me cry, because he's just, that's just a friend. He's been a friend to me.
He's one of the kids that is just also the teacher. I mean, he's really just like 4 times a teenager.
It's impossible to edit, unplug, or re-script this fact.
Check.
A teacher walking away leaves one of the most beautiful wakes in this world. Charlie Clifford, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
Well, Charlie, thanks a lot. What an amazing story there. Time for a break, but more to come here tonight on the Zone Extra, including our Play of the Week. Plus, it's the latest installment of Ask the Commissioner with Paul Neidig of the IHSAA. That's coming up.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine.
Welcome back to the Zone Extra. Anthony Calhoun here with you tonight. Now it's time for Ask the Commissioner. Each week we take one of your questions to IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and bring you his answer. Here is this week's question, folks. As the high school sports season winds down next month, what does Paul Neidig do to relax or unwind during his summer break?
Well, I hope you would never ask that question of my family, because they would say probably not a whole lot. It's, this is what I do. This is what I've done for a long time. But, as we get into July and we're gearing up for the fall season again, I think it's just good to get away, step away, spend time with family. And we're going to take a little family trip with my brother and sister and their families. And we're going to get the entire family unit together this summer. And just that time alone to be able to kick back and just be grandpa or be dad or be brother or be, whatever that is. I'm looking forward to that time. And as long as I get a little bit of that every once in a while, I'm recharged and ready to go. But like I say, when your passion is your job, there's not many down days, and it's just I'm fortunate to be able to do what I love.
Doing a wonderful job there with the IHSAA. Thanks again to Paul Neidig. I love having the commissioner on our show each week. One of our favorite parts of covering high school sports, of course, it is the passion of both the players and the fans and the stands. The school spirit we see is incredible, and each fall we reward the prestigious Zone banner to the school with the best school spirit. Congratulations again to 2020 champion Westfield. A banner season may be over, but we are always on the lookout for great school spirit across Central Indiana. Get ready to go, folks, because we are getting ready to get ready for a great fall season coming your way. For the best school spirit, we cannot wait to have that coming your way. All right, now it's time to take a look at our Play of the Week. Each week we feature the top plays from the world of high school sports in Central Indiana. Here it is, top play, softball sectional action. Carmel's Ella Orval here, and a 2-run homer against Zionsville to get the game tied up. It's her first ever high school home run. Congratulations to her. The Hounds would go on to win the game 16-6. What a year we have had showcasing the plays of the week. By the way, everybody, thank you so much for watching the Zone Extra, and a big thank you to the entire crew behind the scenes, bringing it to you every Thursday night here at 7 o'clock on Wish TV. Have a wonderful summer, everybody. We'll see you back here in August for the Zone Extra. We'll see you then.